Good morning, church fam. We are going to dive into chapter 27 of Acts this morning. We are actually on the lake this weekend, and it's kind of crazy because it just started raining, which is exactly where Paul finds himself in chapter 27. So he's on a boat on his way to Rome, where he's going to be put on trial. And there's several different storms that they find themselves in, and Paul tries to warn the centurions that are taking him, and they of course don't listen. So they're in the midst of this very just crazy huge storm, and they're actually throwing things overboard because they're just trying to make it. And Paul comes to them, and he hears an angel speaks to him, and the angel tells him to not to be afraid, that they're gonna make it through, which is so crazy, and just where I want to kind of hold today. Paul hears God speak. He hears an angel speak to him, and in that moment he doesn't say, God, is this you? Lord, is this you? He knows, because he hears from God often, because he's seeking God. He's really searching him, and just has this deep relationship. And I wonder if that's where we find ourselves, in the midst of things happening around us, when we feel like we hear from God, and we hear from God by reading his word. Are we in his word enough to where when we hear from God, are we questioning it? Like, did God really say that? Or do we hear from him so often that we know it's him, because we know his voice. We know our shepherd. Another really cool thing that I want to hold on for a second this morning is God speaks to him, and God doesn't calm the storm in that moment. The storm is still raging, but Paul has this peace in him because of the angel speaking to him, and because of his trust in the Lord. And so everything is raging around him. He's completely out of control in his circumstances, but Paul still trusts, and he still trusts that God is going to get him through this. So do we find ourselves in that place? Because I think we all kind of feel out of control right now with all the things that are going on around us, and how the world's kind of slowly starting to come back to some new normal. When it's all crazy around us, do we find that peace in the Lord? Do we have that still comfort peace? And whatever that looks like, that's kind of what I want to leave us with today. What's God challenging you in to trust him more? Is it in your health? Is it in your finances, in your marriage, in parenting, in just your future? It can be kind of scary to not know what's coming. And I think we all can feel that way, especially right now. What's God challenging in you? What's he saying, let me take that? When it's too much, and it's always going to be too much, and it's never too much for God. He's always got us. Are you reaching out? Are you saying, God, take this? And it may be a daily surrender thing. I know for me, parenting, and it's a daily surrender to say, Jesus, I need you. I can't do this without you. So I want you to pray for that. Pray for that still small voice to speak to you, to really hear from God, and to know it's him, and see what he's challenging in you. Is he challenging you to change something? Is he challenging you to grow something? How are you going to grow closer to Christ through this? Because he's going to take that load and that burden away in the midst of this storm that's around us. Let's find our peace in God. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We can't wait to see you soon.